Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Trek Tuesday, where I'll be talking about and reviewing an episode of the original series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise. Today, I'm looking at the Corbomite maneuver from the original series' first season, or as I like to call it, that time Enterprise was attacked by a disco Rubik's Cube. This episode was one of the 3 requested by Seth Mackey, so thank you for the suggestions, and let's get going. We begin the episode with a weird camera angle, Uhura in a gold uniform, and Spock sounding rather testy.
Stand by to photograph.
I guess it's a reflection of it being an early episode. This guy flips a switch dramatically, and then complains he's bored, before the something else is out here light starts flashing. Whatever it is on a collision course, and won't answer Uhura's phone call. And ooh, it's a Rubik's Cube! Maybe if the Borg were this discotheque, they'd have more volunteers to be assimilated. The cube gets closer and keeps getting in the way, so Sulu announces a red alert, calling Kirk to the bridge, and into the credits we go. Kirk's in sickbay being tortured by McCoy when he notices the red alert. But dude, Sulu just called you, were you not paying attention? Kirk struts around the ship with no top on, and he tells the turbo lift to go to the bridge. You don't want to put some clothes on first? Spock is kind of on this guy's back, but Sulu finds it funny. And I'm sorry, but Kirk's ass going through a door doesn't warrant dramatic music. Kirk goes to the bridge where he's filled in, and McCoy is just hanging around here again. Is this his official station? Because he always seems to be there in a time of crisis. The cube has no engines or power source that Scotty can identify, and no life signs, so they stop for a coffee break. Is Sulu asleep? Spock thinks it's either a buoy or a trap, and Uhura looks bored, so they try to ditch the cube again, but it still blocks their path and gives off radiation. It starts spinning super fast, which this guy does not like, so Kirk orders it blasted. But left it a bit late there as it rocks the ship. With the cube destroyed, Kirk wonders if they should turn around in case they run into another one or something worse, but after a reassuring chat with Spock, he decides to press on, but reprimands Bailey and Sulu for their slow response time. And McCoy is still lurking around. In the turbo lift, McCoy has doubts about Bailey's abilities, but Kirk sees himself in him, and they sit down for a drink. Ooh, fancy glasses! Yeoman interrupts with dinner while the bridge runs battle simulations, which is overridden when Sulu calls a real emergency, and this time they're approached and grabbed by a sphere, and it's a big boy. Bailey is mesmerised by the thing, but he gets a message from Baylock, who is pissed that his warning cube got blown up, and decides the Enterprise is hostile. It sends through a noisy probe noise and threatens to destroy them, and when Kirk pisses it off further, it zaps them and gives them 10 minutes to make peace with their own gods before they are destroyed. Kirk makes a shipwide announcement not to panic and then tries to make peace with the other ship, but it's still cranky, and Bailey takes his eye off the ball again, so Sulu has to do his job for him. The engines are broken, but Spock has something to show the class, and ooh, what is that? Bailey freaks the fuck out.
What are you, robots? Wound up toy soldiers?
So Kirk kicks him off the bridge. This guy has literally done nothing, and Kirk tries again with the alien, but he's not interested. Everyone sits around and waits for death, and even Spock is out of ideas. So then McCoy and Kirk get into a petty squabble, and priorities, people! Kirk hails the other ship and starts clearly bullshitting about corbo-mite, some nonsense thing that will destroy any ship that attacks them, but Baylock doesn't seem interested. Bailey comes back to the bridge for the last 30 seconds, and when the countdown reaches 0, nothing happens, because Baylock wants to make sure that they do have a corbo-mite device, and Kirk hangs up the phone. The alien pops up on the screen, but never mind that, Yeoman is here with coffee! Oh wait, shit's happening. A small ship plans to escort them to a planet and dump them there, and there's a lot of shots of that happening, intercut with reaction shots. Kirk plans to try and break free, which overheats the engines. What are you lot doing standing around in the corridor? And with the ship shaking and the temperature critical, they're able to get away. Because of their stunt, Baylock is now in danger and his distress call doesn't reach his people, so Kirk orders a rescue mission with an away team consisting of him, McCoy, and Bailey. If you're going to beam down, wouldn't it be equally or more sensible to just beam Baylock up? But anyway, they're told to duck before beam out, and good thing too because the ceilings are pretty low. Fucking hell, that is the freakiest shit I have ever seen. but it's just a puppet, who was voiced by Ted Cassidy, who also voiced the Gorn in Arena, and they're greeted by the real Baylock, a 7-year-old Clint Howard in his first of 4 appearances in the franchise, spanning 51 years. Baby Baylock invites them to sit and offers them a drink, which in reality was pink grapefruit juice that Howard hated, but they all drink it anyway. Baylock makes a reference to Jekyll and Hyde, although I don't know how he would know that story, and he admits that his distress call was a test, and he's actually the only one around. But he's lonely. He asks for one of the crew to stay with him for a bit to keep him company, and Bailey happily volunteers. Okay, that was weird. Okay, don't get me wrong, I love it when you lot request trash episodes for me to laugh at, like Masks and the Omega Glory, but I equally enjoy it when a requested episode surprises me in the best possible way. I really liked this one. It really encapsulates what the Star Trek mission is all about. Going into the unknown, making mistakes, learning from them, and encountering new species for the first time. It's why I love the first 2 seasons of Enterprise so much. I know this was an early episode, so they were still working out the kinks as far as characters, Spock especially in this case, uniforms, most notably Uhura, and general camera work, but the core idea was so enjoyable that those things didn't detract from it. I don't particularly like Kirk, give me Janeway or Archer any day, but episodes like this really show off his strength as a captain, and remind me he's not always hammy and over the top. I'm looking at you, Arena. He handles things really well across the board, staying calm when threatened, trying diplomacy to save his people, coming up with a clever ruse to buy them more time, and he takes care of and defends Bailey, even though he's pretty bad at his job. Although he is kind of a sexist dick about yeomen, so that's annoying. It's bonkers to me to see a 7-year-old Clint Howard, as everything I've seen him in has been much later in his career, but he plays the part really well, and his physical appearance lended itself well to the role, as he managed to look alien without much prosthetics, and his charm came through in his performance, which endeared you to the character straight away. The image of that puppet will forever haunt my dreams though, and as of right now, I'm not sure if I can be brave enough to put it as the thumbnail because it's creepy and I don't want to have to edit that shit. I like Bailey, and it's a shame that this is his only appearance, because it's interesting to see how inexperienced or nervous crew members react in times of crisis, something that would be explored in more depth with Hoshi in Enterprise. So there you have it. That was the Corbomite maneuver. If there's an episode of Star Trek you'd like me to cover, pop it down in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be assimilated into my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channel, Jane Plays Games Badly. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and live long and prosper.